Good morning, everyone. And once again, welcome to my page, Can You See Too? And I'm very happy to host you today. And we are going to look at the topic, World Fear. We are going to look at the topic, World Fear. This is quite an interesting topic, which we are going to engage and we are going to share and debate and discuss if need be. The world today is characterized by fear. That is in my preamble, I'm saying the world is characterized by fear. Therefore, with this consciousness, human beings are bound to experience many negative influence and misery. They are bound to experience many negative influence and misery. I'll give you examples. Where is this fear coming from? If you look at the fire brigade officers, after the fire, they do their training. They would want to provoke the fire. And once they provoke the fire, and they want to overcome that fire in terms of readiness, how they can overcome fire. Because they are afraid that if we had the experience of fire, how can we overcome them? Because that is fear first, which is embedded in these human beings, and they want to find the strategies and tactics of how that fire can be overcome by deliberately provoking the fire. And sometimes it goes out of hand. And it gives a problem, it brings misery, it brings a lot of negative influence. Some people experiment on snake bites. They would want to test the venom of a snake, and they want the test on the snake bite and see how the effect of the venom and find an antidote. But in the process, sometimes this brings a negative influence and brings misery. Doctors and scientists, sometimes because of fear of certain viruses, bacteria, ailment, they would want to provoke these viruses, provoke these bacteria, and find the remedy for future use. And many times, this goes out of hand and sometimes brings a lot of misery and negative influence on human beings. Sometimes people try to provoke organisms. Organisms are not dangerous to human beings, but human beings try to provoke them. So in this case, we are saying the most dangerous to human beings are human beings themselves, because they bring this misery, they bring these negative influences on them. Let me tell you that there is no need to pre-decide the future possibilities of a problem that may rise. There is no need of pre-deciding what will happen next, then what should we do if that problem came. No. Human beings possesses the natural ability to tackle any crisis accordingly when it is called for, without provocation beforehand. Human beings have that capacity. That's why we say, do not trouble the trouble before the trouble troubles you, for if you trouble the trouble before it troubles you, you will tremble. Many problems, misery on earth are caused by provocation, experimentation, trying to find out. And this is what brings a lot of misery, a lot of problem. Fear, trying to provoke, trying to find out, try to experiment. Let me give you an example from the Christian background. The story which was told by Jesus Christ. This story talks about the normal attitude towards life. The normal attitude towards life. Where he said, do not worry about what you eat or clothe with tomorrow. Giving an example of birds which do not worry about what they eat or clothe, but they are more glorious than King Solomon. This is a story which is teaching about the normal attitude towards life. Whether this is an allegory or a bona fide history, it makes no difference, but the value of teaching. It has got a very value of teaching, not worrying of tomorrow. Because this worry of tomorrow is what is bringing fear. And when this brings fear, people try to find out, to provoke. And this brings misery. This brings a lot of problems. Therefore, the world resources should be concentrated on solving evident human problems. Let me give you an example of Goliath and David. Goliath was well prepared militarily. David did not, but still became victorious because he used all the means and everything he had to defeat Goliath. So this is a very practical example, not worrying of tomorrow. Goliath was prepared for tomorrow militarily. David was not. He used what he used to solve immediately problems. That's why here I was saying that human possesses the natural ability to tackle any crisis according when it is called for without provocation beforehand. We have this ability. We have this ability. So it is fascinating that human beings are scared of death instead of living correctly. You must not be scared of death, but live a correct life. This is very, very important. Today, we have seen the world budget. The highest budget in the world is in military. Military equipment, weapons, than food. How can we fight poverty? How can we overcome death? If all the money, all the world resources are going for military, then our prayer, to make heaven on earth, it will far-fetched, because the same people who are creating are the same people who are destroying. Then how can we reach the paradise on earth? Then our prayer that let your kingdom come can only be a reality if people start living correctly, positive thinking towards achieving a goal here on earth. It's very, very important. It's very, very important. Heaven on earth. People talking about paradise. Unless our leaders changes this type of mentality. Some people today are even talking about the world being overpopulated. Who told them that we are overpopulated here on earth? Who told them? Who told them? When 80% of the earth is water and overpopulated, what do you mean? We have not even built the maritime cities, and you are saying we are overpopulated. This is unrealistic. And deliberately you want to start thinking of how to reduce the world population. No, it's not correct. The world is not overpopulated. If you think the world is overpopulated, die so that you reduce on the world population. Start dying yourself, not thinking of the influences of how you can reduce the world population by using other methods. It's very, very unrealistic. Deliberately thinking of methods of reducing the world population. No. That should not go. Everyone on earth deserves material wealth, food, and money, devoid of how much each one has. Everyone deserves something. Therefore, all of us, we have been called to live and overcome fear. Overcome fear. So that we are filled with positive thoughts. Develop constructive thoughts about everything. Then we are going to live a happy life. then we are going to see this heaven on earth, here on earth. Again, thank you very much. I'm your host and presenter, Kenny Wariazulu. And please don't forget to like the page and follow and share the page so that we can continue discussing and talking to each other, sharing. Thank you very much once again. Bye.